Let's find this Hey Arnold video. I don't care who you're sponsored by. Get Squarespace out of here. No free ads, baby. Get out of here. You haven't seen Hey Arnold? I love it. If you're 28 years old and white, you love Hey Arnold. I have never met a 28-year-old white person who did not love Hey Arnold. And that's just fact.
I wonder if I'll ever find...
I remember one of my fondest memories of Hey Arnold is that my grandmother pretended to like it to spend more time with me, my Oma, and she really didn't know anything about it besides she thought his hat was cute and he had a football-shaped head. And she went so far with this spending time with me pretending to like Hey Arnold that she took me to the Hey Arnold movie in theaters. She's an old British woman. She's never watched a movie in theater. She doesn't do movies. She actually hates content. She only reads books. And it was so special that she did that. That's so cool. Now looking back, at the time I was like, yeah, she just liked Hey Arnold. No, she didn't fucking like Hey Arnold.
I didn't expect anything all that wonderful from it, and I didn't really get anything all that wonderful. The Jungle movie may not have been anything special, but it did at least serve as a kind of gentle reminder of why the original show was so special, and why I at least think it's on a level that matches the sophistication of something like Calvin and Hobbes. And
it's hard to not cringe when someone says it matches the sophistication of Calvin and Hobbes, because doesn't this remind you of like you have to have a high IQ to watch Rick and Morty? You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, if you don't like Calvin and Hobbes, you're not gonna like Hey Arnold. Like, it's kind of like an elitist point of view. I'm scared going into this.
Right. Of all the Charlie Browns in the world, you're the Charlie Brown.
Young people who like Charlie Brown can be the same way.
On the surface, the premise of the show was never really anything all that.
I've never met a person under 30 who loves Charlie Brown that isn't depressed. Have you? I don't think anyone has. People watch Charlie Brown to get depressed. It's like a fake hearkening to a different age. You know what I mean? It's like, you know how those kids you went to school with will post like, if you don't like me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best? It's like that, but for sad hipsters. Charlie Brown.
Exciting. A bunch of inner city kids, including a football-headed kilt-wearing boy named Arnold, go to school and deal with a bunch of normal everyday problems that normal everyday kids deal with. But that premise is actually part of the reason why I think the show is so special. But instead, shows set in the real world, and centering on average kids dealing with familiar issues. For lack of a better word, cartoons about life.
Man, I loved the show As Told by Ginger, but as a kid, it made me have like a mental crisis. It's so confusing what adults do to kids about gender roles. As a kid, I felt like I shouldn't watch As Told by Ginger. I was told that As Told by Ginger is a show for tween girls, and the fact that I liked it confused me so much. Why do we do that to kids? Why? That's so tough, dude. Holy fuck.
But of all those, I think Hey Arnold stands out as the best. Not because it's the funniest or because it's the best drawn, but because it's perhaps the deepest. Because it's a show with a real and honest emotional depth. Consider the series' likely best character, Helga, and the backhanded way in which she rudely treats Arnold, only to turn around and quietly profess her secret undying love for the little football head.
How I revile his very existence, and yet I love him.
I think you guys have heard me many times on stream go on a diatribe, start talking like this, and I think I got it from Helga. Because as a kid, I always thought it was so funny. The juxtaposition of you are this person here and you are this person there. In fact, I think having multiple personalities for different people, I do it now. I think that like the way I treat Rochelle, or the way that I treat you guys, or the way that I treat Big A, or the way that I treat Ludwig is all different. And maybe it's all like stemming back from Helga.
In fact, consider the way most of the adult characters are written. Very few are the wise old mentors typically seen in children's shows, but instead characters who are just as flawed as their younger counterparts, and who are more importantly, vocal about just how unhappy or just plain miserable adulthood is. As strange as it sounds, there's a very real thread.
This is the saddest shit in the world. Have you guys seen this episode about this guy? Spoiler alert, he fucking kills himself in the end, dude. He doesn't fly away with the pigeons. Oh no.
Pigeon Man may have a bit of a silly ending, but it's proof that the show was willing to explore deeper themes by stepping into far more emotional subject matter. But that's not to suggest that Hey Arnold was ever dark or that it veered into something horribly mawkish. On the contrary, if it was anything, it was melancholic. Consider, one of the central themes of the show, I think, is disappointment and learning how to deal with it. The real-world brilliance at play isn't that the kids have to gear up and find some way to solve the problem at hand, but that they just simply have to accept the thing that's disappointing and move on.
I'm scared that I took my like philosophical outreach to life from Hey Arnold, and it means that there's like no joy in the world. Are we teaching kids too young that, hey, life sucks and living is what life is? That's tough. Should we just put on Teletubbies, some bright lights and sounds?
Actually, that said, if you were to pin just one simple thing the recent Jungle movie was lacking, that may very well have been it. Any sense of quiet. Look to so many of the old episodes and you'll find a familiar setup. Characters allowed to just sit and think and nothing more.
I wonder if you go back and watch Hey Arnold now, how much of what he took for this video essay was like the crux of the show, was the body, was the torso, was the main area, and how much of that was just like small beads of illumination coming through with some like silliness. I remember loving the show. I remember learning, for example, that MLMs existed. It's crazy thinking a kid is getting sucked into an MLM. Like, they have these adult problems. It's crazy. But now as an adult, I don't want to watch a sad show. I don't want to watch it. I don't like watching kids' movies. They make me cry. But as a kid, I did. Hot damn. I think content from my childhood is fucking psychopathic. Have you guys ever seen Ren and Stimpy? It's insane. This is like what I watched as a kid.
Following that, the second episode...
My uncle got me a Ren and Stimpy doll that you squeezed its belly and it would fart. The 90s was a different time, dude. Oh, PB&J. Damn, I watched the shit out of PB&J. Yay! Damn, this is tickling something in my brain. Oh yeah, Noodle. Use your noodle. This is what they would sing. It's like a children's show for like Blue's Clues style. So you would sing along with them, maybe like Dora the Explorer. But when they had to think, they would use their noodle and do the noodle dance. Use your noodle. Noodle. Do the noodle dance.
I have to go and tell Aunt Nana the truth.
It's like an after-school special. Instead of like fixing the thing, they come up. The noodle dance makes them realize that they have to tell the adult the truth. Propaganda, dude. What else do we have? Damn, Roly Poly Oly. I watched that as a kid. Damn, Darkwing Duck. I watched the shit out of Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Duck. Better watch out, you bad boys. Oh, that's the next one. Damn, that was fucking wild. The Bear in the Big Blue Moon? No, it's Bear in the Big Blue House, dude. Don't try and skamaz me. Ooh, this music's good.
Welcome to the Blue House. Here.
Wow.
Pillows full of fluff here. Just for you. In the House of Blue.
Oh, Arthur obviously is one of the goated theme songs. So I said, hey, what a wonderful kind of day.
Every day when you're walking down the street.
Oh, vibes, dude. Posy vibes.
And I say,
Hey,
what a wonderful kind of day.
hey,
Learn to work and play.
and gets along with each other. I remember having a bit of an existential crisis during the Cat Dog movie where you find out their parents. I don't remember why, but I remember feeling so uncomfortable.
One fine day with a woof and a purr.
A baby was born and it caused a little stir. No blue bunny, no three-eyed frog. Feline canine, little cat dog. Cat dog. Cat dog. I remember that song so much. Oh no, that's real. Action kids on an action mission. Oh no, this is the most 90s thing I've ever seen. Or like faux 90s. This might have been early 2000s, I don't know. They really caught the vibe though. It's like they took Power Rangers song and then set it to like a skate vid they saw the week before. Reading Rainbow. Yeah, of course I remember Reading Rainbow. Dude, are you kidding me? With Kunta Kinte? I can do anything.
Butterfly in the sky.
I can go twice as high.
Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Damn, look at this quality. Look at these kids. Ah, man. Nostalgia makes me nauseous. Do you guys get that? Unironically makes me nauseous because I think about the inevitable march of time and dying someday. Seeing this and knowing that that child is now an adult That child is probably older than me. That child maybe has a child. Makes me so uncomfortable. Have you guys ever seen Twin Peaks? Oh, then and now. This is going to make me vomit because I watched Twin Peaks the original and Twin Peaks the future one right after each other, like within a span of maybe a month. And seeing them young and seeing them old and understanding that they've like lived a full life and that they are going to die, I literally like had a breakdown. It was so tough. Time moves, and I can't stop it, and I will die. I don't like it. Yeah, let's go back to cartoons. Let's do Rupert, because that fucking... He was like a bear thing? He was this thing. Rupert the bear. I watched the shit out of this show. God, it's so blurry. It was crazy that his friend was just an Asian girl. He is a bear. I guess they were kind of going for, like, woke Winnie the Pooh, maybe? Oh, Dragon Tales. I don't know about Dragon Tales, but I watched DuckTales. Damn, I watched the shit out of DuckTales. What's it every day?
Life is like a hurricane.
Here in Duckburg, cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery, woo, or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo.
There's a stranger I do
There
find
was
you, but the dude
a
is
DuckTales PC game. And the first kind of DRM it had, I don't know, you guys are way too young for this, but PC games used to have DRM where they would send an instruction booklet and it would have a code that you not only had to enter to install the game, but you had to enter every time you played the game. And so the DuckTales PC game starts and it says, are you a Beagle Boy? Or what are the bad guys called? Beagle Boys? Enter the code to get in. And I lost the instruction booklet as a kid, so I would sit there on the computer and try and crack the code. I would just type in letters and numbers all day. I never played the DuckTales game because I didn't have the code. What a world, dude. I tried so hard to crack that code. Oh, Teen Titans. Yeah. I do remember the theme song. Can't see it all. Teen Titans. The fact that it's just actual footage of animals behind like a green filter is just so funny for a kid show to me. I don't know why this makes me laugh so hard. Match point for FaZe? Okay, this might be our last one. Look impossible. Average girl, and I'm here to save the world. Oh, I remember this, yeah. Impossible. Impossible. If you want to page me, it's okay. Damn, pagers. Holy shit, dude. Pagers? You guys are young. I don't think you guys had pagers.
You always can call
Impossible.
So what's the sitch?
Okay, let's get the Gen G game on. Let's get it on. We've done enough nostalgia baiting.